Reading this book, recent book by Christopher Reed, it's Lenin's biography, and I'm halfway through it. It's generally very good, so I wanted to read a passage of two from it. And the first passage I want to read is about. Just before I read it, I want to say that personally, I've always have a soft spot for revolutionaries. Doesn't matter whether I agree with them or not. And the reason I think is because certain things you come across among revolutionaries, those who are committed to their cause, which you admire. And those things are qualities, human qualities, which you can separate from the actual ideas or actual programs with which you may agree or disagree. And I think the ability to appreciate human qualities, good qualities, in Arabic we call it makarim al-akhlaq. Or Shiam, to be more accurate. To be able to appreciate good qualities among even your enemies, I think that is the logical conclusion, I would say, being fairness. And you will find it, this sort of fairness, in traditional societies, even to at the start of modern time. One of the curse of modernism or capitalism is that people lose their ability to appreciate good qualities, irrespective of where they originate or who do they belong to. Because in a sense, in capitalism, you lose the sense of fairness because the whole civilization is based on, capitalist civilization is based on basically absolute selfishness, really. Whether that selfishness is at the level of individual or nations or humanity, it's still selfishness. So at this level, people call it self-interest. Anyway, so just wanted to read this passage which the commitment of Lenin and his wife to the revolutionary ideals at the expense of their own well-being. And that's something, you cannot appreciate. Because that's how we should be with what we believe in, Okay, so this is before a couple of months before the revolution, the ultimate revolution of 1917, when Lenin and his wife they returned from their long exile in Europe. Some of the name I might not pronounce correctly because I don't know Russian, and although I've been reading this sort of stuff since I was a kid, I've never actually. There might be the first time I'm uttering the name of Krupskaya, for example. While talking to someone, when you read, you don't really pronounce or utter those things. Anyway, so it's about their life in. I think that was in the capital at the time. What was that? Later it was called Leningrad. I think it's Pittsburgh or something like that. I'm just can't recall at the moment. Petrograd or Pittsburgh, I don't know. So they worked in different places on different projects. Krupskaya was occupied in matters cultural and educational. Lenin in the Central Committee and Pravda, which was the newspaper. Lenin also had a wide range of formal and informal meetings which took him all over the city and would sometimes find him sleeping over at people's apartments wherever he happened to be. The Ulyanovs, that's his actual surname, I think, Lenin's. The Ulyanovs' devotion to the revolutionary cause and the revolutionary way of life remained total throughout these months. At the ages of 47, Lenin, and 48, Krupskaya, they did not have so much as flat to call their own, and had no possessions to speak of. So as they did not have so much as a flat to call their own, and had no possessions to speak of beyond the clothes they had frequently packed in their suitcases on their travels around Europe. They did not own a stick of furniture or anything of value or bulk. Their peripatetic life, that's the life on move. Their peripatetic life had created ingrained habits, and there was no certainty that they would not have to move quickly once again. However, they were also completely uninterested in the acquisition of wealth and goods. Sort of revolutionary asceticism. However, they were also completely uninterested in the acquisition of wealth and goods. Their focus remained on liberating the oppressed Russia and the world. And in this light, according to their own ideas, with which we don't agree, their focus remained on but that's not the point. Their focus remained on liberating the oppressed of Russia and the world. In this light, their focus remained on liberating the oppressed of Russia and the world. And in this light, what was needed were the means to conduct the struggle, resources for a newspaper, for organizing the party, and a simple subsistence for Lenin and Krupskaya. Personal possessions were not even on the agenda. So basically, they were, they have assimilated themselves to their ideals. In Arabic, in the language of Tasawwuf, we say fana fil something. So you lose yourself in something, in your cause. It may also help explain why they had no children, although the possible inability of either one or the other of them to have children because of the effects of certain of their illnesses has also been proposed. However, we don't know the reason with any certainty. We do know children would scarcely have fitted into their life together. So, yeah, I thought this was really very instructive passage.